I don't think anybody's in here yet, but if there's anybody in here, say hello in the chat. Let me know that you're here. This is up really high. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. It's better. This might be a delay. Usually when I go live using YouTube Live, there's a little bit of a delay. Like I'll start talking and y'all won't hear me. It's really weird. Hey Christina, hey Bob. How's it going, guys? Happy Saturday. Give some people a few minutes to come in. Hey Desiree. Tell your mom and Bobby I said hello. I got the chat over here too, so that's why I keep turning my head. Hey Sue. Yeah, usually, as you guys know, when I do like a last minute live, it takes people some time to realize that I'm live, and it takes them a little bit of time to come in. Hey Bud Files. But yeah, usually when I preset my lives for like the day before or whatever, you know, y'all are in chat 10 or 15 minutes before I even start. But today was like a last minute thing, just to kind of give you guys an update on my COVID, you know, and if you guys hear weird gurgling noises behind me, I got the dishwasher running. So that's what that is. So, how many people we got in here? We got 7 people. Wait a few more minutes. Let a few more people come in and I'll start chatting. And I keep looking over there because my daughter's waiting for her DoorDash order. Hope you all are having a good day so far. Today is actually the first day in 12 days. I think I'm on day 12 of COVID. And hey Mom. Today is actually the first day in all the 12 days that I've been dealing with COVID that I'm feeling halfway decent. So I figure I'll just take advantage of that. And I haven't cooked or baked or anything in a while, like literally almost 2 weeks. So John bought me a bag of apples yesterday. So I figure I'm gonna make some apple pies. Plus, there's this new channel that I found. I think it's called Early American, I think. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that channel, but I have recently become addicted to that friggin' channel. Like I've been binge watching the crap out of it for the last like 4 or 5 days. And it's basically based on what life was like in the early to mid 1800s. You know, like relationships and just living in general and cooking and things like that. And let me just tell you guys, they make a lot of apple stuff, like friggin' apple pies and apple torts and apple turnovers. And they even make something called black apple pie where your apples are black. It's really weird. So after watching it for like a couple of days, I'm like, I really want some freaking apple pie. So like I said, I had John get me some apples. I have some Granny Smith apples. These are my favorite apples to use for apple pie. So I know some people like to debate on what kind of apples to use in apple pie. Everybody likes different kinds of apples, but I prefer Granny Smith apples when I make apple pie. And as you guys can see, I look a fright. Like I literally have no makeup on. I look like an Amazon woman with my hair, it's everywhere. But this is just my COVID look, I guess. I haven't put on makeup or did my hair or anything in like 2 weeks. Because when you have COVID, you don't want to do any of that. So this is my daughter, Elizabeth, with her Dunkin' Donuts. She's actually leaving to go to work in a few minutes, so she had to DoorDash some Dunkin' before she took off. Dried apple rings are good, and that's one of the reasons they had so much. Let me come over here because the chat disappears. They had so much apple stuff because they could dry the apples. Yeah, I mean, when they were making the videos and stuff, obviously they were using fresh apples because they're making the video today, now. But yeah, I would agree with that. That you know, is the same for a lot of fruits, especially fruits that were not in season. You couldn't just go to the grocery store back then and buy a thing of strawberries or, you know, raspberries or even lemons. Like lemons back then were considered an exotic fruit. So like if you had a lemon back in the 1800s in the winter time, people were baffled by it. They're like, where the hell did you get that lemon? So yeah, but seeing all of this, you know, the things that they make out of apples, I was like, I want some apple pie. Hey, Uncle Paul. So I'm gonna do that today, and I figure I might as well just go live while I'm sitting here peeling apples and mixing stuff together and whatever, and kind of shoot the shit with you guys and give you an update on what's been going on since you haven't seen me in 2 weeks. So, hey Mom. So that's what's going on with that. As far as my COVID, like I just said, I'm starting to feel better for the first time in like 12 days. It kicked my ass, but luckily, there are some things that I didn't have to deal with that a lot of people that do get COVID deal with, like, you know, shortness of breath and, you know, having a hard time breathing and things like that. Knock on wood, I don't know if I have any wood nearby, but knock on wood, I did not have to deal with that. Thank God. My breathing, the only time I had problems with my breathing was when I was eating, like, just eating anything in general. I would have to stop eating for a few minutes so that I could catch my breath. Other than that, I haven't really had a hard time breathing. I did lose my taste and smell, which really, really sucked. But I got it back like yesterday. Like it slowly, what's today, Saturday? It slowly started coming back on Thursday night. My nose is still running away from my face. And then I was like, okay, yay, it's coming back. Like I could smell my coffee, and John got me like a McDonald's Egg McMuffin, and I could kind of taste it. So yesterday, I could taste things for the most part. It's not like fully back, but it's back for the most part. So, you going to work? A straw? Checking that drawer over there. My daughter needs a straw. Because when you DoorDash food, they always forget to give you a straw.
Yeah, I do.
Like they never give you straws. Okay. They never give you napkins when you DoorDash food or silverware. If your food requires utensils, they don't even give it to you. Bye, love you. Have a good day. So, anyways, I'm just gonna sit here and peel apples and talk to you guys for a little bit. I don't know how long I'm gonna be live for. I just wanted to go live and give you guys an update and let you guys know that I am basically on the mend. I am doing better. It has been one hell of a ride, I will tell you that. COVID's a bitch. It really is. This is, I mean, I know COVID's been around for like a little over 2 years, but this is the first time I've ever had COVID. I haven't had COVID before. I'm not vaccinated, and I'm not vaccinated because I don't want to be vaccinated. I want to be vaccinated, but I'm not vaccinated because, and a lot of you don't know this, but I do have a heart condition. A lot of you don't know that. My heart muscles are weaker than most people's heart muscles. So whenever I go through any kind of stress, trauma, anxiety, illness, I get like PVCs. They're called, the PVC stands for premature ventricular contractions. And what that is when the blood goes through the bottom valve of your heart, it doesn't like come up through the top immediately. It kind of stays there for a second, and your heart gets confused and it contracts and it stops beating for a second, and then it shoots the blood back out of the top, and it's like, oh wait, I'm filled with blood, I need to get rid of it, and it shoots it back out, and it just does like a thud thing. So I literally feel my heart stop beating for a second, and then it goes thud, and then it just resumes. Sometimes it does it constantly, like back to back to back. That makes me feel dizzy, like I'm gonna pass out. I feel like pressure in my head. It's horrible, 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 horrible. So because of that, I have been holding off on getting vaccinated because I hear from other people who have heart conditions that, you know, the vaccine can make their heart condition worse or even kill them. Like, the vaccine has, unfortunately, caused people to die that have heart conditions. So naturally, I've been really afraid to get the vaccine, but given what I know now about COVID, since I have COVID and have dealt with COVID, I'm taking the risk and I'm getting vaccinated once I'm better. I don't know, it's risky, but I'm gonna do it because I don't wanna deal with this again. And you know, we all know that if you get vaccinated, you can still get COVID. You know, there's people out there that are against the vaccine because they're like, it doesn't work, what's the point, blah, blah, blah. And they're right, but it works semi, like it helps. Let me put it that way, it helps. For example, John is vaccinated and John got COVID too. And you guys saw it, John went live for me last week. He was feeling great. John's COVID did not last long. It wasn't that bad. He recovered fairly quickly because he's vaccinated. Me, on the other hand, I'm not vaccinated. I'm sitting over here like, you know, for almost 2 weeks and I'm still going through it. Just not as bad. I'm starting to feel better. So that just goes to show that vaccines do help, guys. They do help. And I'm not debating anybody, or I know everybody has their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But let me just say, from experience, you know, looking at the difference between me and John, the vaccines do help. And I wish I was vaccinated because this has been hell. It has been hell. So, but again, I am doing better, starting to. I think Thursday was the worst day for me of all the days. There was a point where I did start to feel better and I'm like, oh my God, thank God. And then all of a sudden I went downhill again. Thursday was bad. It was really bad, to the point to where I was afraid to go to bed because I didn't know if I was going to wake up. To be very honest with you, I was that bad. Thank God I did. So anyway, guys, I don't know. I'm going to start peeling these apples because I'm sitting here just blah, 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 not getting nothing done. You guys like my pink knife? Isn't that cute? I think my mother-in-law got this for me. Hey, John. My mother-in-law got me a set of paring knives. There's a pink one and then the other one's blue. So I like using these when I'm chopping up fruits and vegetables and things like that. So yeah, normally, I mean, it is Saturday night, so normally I would be going live in a cemetery. I don't know if we're gonna do that tonight. John unfortunately had to work today. And you know what, let me get a chopping board, one sec. So I have marble counters, so I can't, or granite counters, so I can't really chop on them. But John had to work today, unfortunately, so depending on what time he gets out, I guess is when we'll determine on whether or not we're gonna go live tonight from a cemetery. But if we do, we're probably gonna go back to Charlotte Harbor, which is where John went, I believe Monday night. And the reason why I want to go back there is because there was a lot of stuff happening, as some of you know. Some of you, or most of you, or all of you, seen it, watched it, and you could see what was going on. And I really wish that I was there. So, oh, I am making homemade apple pie. You came in late. Let me, I don't know, I'm on a gimbal thing. Let me see if I can show you. But yeah, so I'm just making homemade apple pie. John got me some apples. Oh, hold on. This thing's a pain in the butt. And because I'm feeling better, a little better, like right now I'm like, It comes in waves. It really does, guys. It comes in waves. Like one minute you feel fine and the next minute you feel like you're dying. COVID is very weird and mysterious, and every day is different. Every day is different, I'm telling you. You feel ways that you've never felt before. You literally feel like you're dying at times. When people say that, it's true. Especially when you're not vaccinated. But anyways, so I want to go back to Charlotte Harbor and see if we can get anything, because John was getting a lot when he was there on Monday. And like I started to say, I really wish that I was there. But, you know, John was there by himself, so he didn't really, you know, stay too long. And if I was there, we would have stayed longer. But so, like I said, I am on, let me see. Let me count. I think I'm on day 12. Let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 12 days I've been dealing with this crap. Yeah, there was a lot of orbs. And for, like I said before, for the people that are just coming in, I know I look like crap. Like I said, I'm sick. I haven't put on makeup in like 2 weeks. I haven't done my hair in like 2 weeks. I've just been kind of lounging around the house, like in my pajamas. Just chilling. I haven't been in the mood to do anything, guys. I haven't even really been cooking. John's been doing a lot of cooking, or we've been doing takeout, or what I like to call screw it night, where you just kind of eat whatever's in the house. Yeah, I'm not really on my game lately, but it's understandable as to why. So hopefully I get to go live tonight, and I really miss it. I really miss doing investigations. For those of you who actually do paranormal investigations, you know how addicting it is and enjoyable, and you just kind of want to do it all the time, and then when something happens and you can't do it for a while, it really bums you out. So, aw, thank you guys. But, yeah, so, like I said, I haven't seen you guys. You haven't seen me in a very long time. Seems like it's been a very long time. It's been, I believe, 2 weeks today, actually. I think it was 2 weeks ago today that, was it? 2 weeks ago today that we went live? Where the hell did we go? I'm trying to think. I don't remember. Actually, I think the last time I went live was even longer than 2 weeks ago. Wasn't it when we went to Indian Spring during the day to show you guys like some of the graves that were in the book? I think that's the last time I went live. Is it? I don't know. I don't remember. That's how long it's been. That's how long it's been, guys. Like, I really don't remember. And another thing, too, about having COVID is you kind of lose track of time because you become, like delirious. You know, there was a couple times where I would wake up in the morning and I would forget what day it was. Seriously, because you just become out of it. You really do. Your memory is shot. You know, sometimes I couldn't even remember if I ate that day. It's just horrible, guys. Horrible, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I mean, part of me kind of wishes it on people who don't believe in COVID so that they can see for themselves that it is in fact real. But I don't wish it to be bad, you know. Hey, PLE, how's it going? Oh, yeah. I have three. I have 3 cats. I have little Cookie, and she was named after her mother, whose name was Cookie, but she's sadly passed away now. She passed away, it'll be 2 years on April 20th that she's been gone. But I have her daughter, and she's like 13 years old. She's even old. And then I have Mickey. He's my daughter's cat, the daughter that you just met. And I have Mezakim, or we call her Maze. She's a Bengal cat. She's got like the stripes and the spots. I don't know, for those of you who watch Mo Sargi, do you remember his cat Tom? I don't think he has him anymore. I think he got rid of him. I think, I could be wrong. But his cat Tom was a Bengal cat, and my cat Maze is the same breed. So I have 3 cats. I have 1 dog. His name is Max. You guys have heard him, his loud mouth before. And he's a bull terrier. And he's about 10 years old. He's an oldie, but he still acts like a puppy. And I have, that's another thing I wanted to share with you guys, some news that I haven't been able to share with you because I haven't been able to talk to you guys for a while. But some of you know, because I've shown you guys before, the 2 chinchillas. But unfortunately, it'll be, I believe, 3 weeks. Wow, really? Is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks? I don't know if it's going to be 2 weeks or 3 weeks on Monday. See, guys, this is what I'm saying. COVID really messes with you, like with your time frame. But my white chinchilla, Precious, sadly passed away. And it was really, really sad because they're not old, they're young. I think they're only about 3 years old, and chinchillas can live to be well into their 20s. We don't know what happened. We were letting them run around my bedroom as we were cleaning their cage, which we always do. You know, because they need their exercise, and why not have them run around while their cage is being cleaned? So we were basically rounding them up because it's hard to catch a chinchilla. They're fast, like they're really fast. And we were basically rounding them up to put them back in their cage, and Precious just kind of stopped in her tracks and fell to the floor. We didn't know what was going on, so my youngest daughter went over and picked her up. And I'm not going to go into detail, but she wasn't acting normal. And John ran over and picked her up, and the same. And then my oldest daughter, who actually went to college to be a vet tech, she's a graduated vet tech, but she's going back to college to get her doctorate degree in zoology and marine biology. So we, obviously called her in because she knows everything about that. And she tried giving it CPR. And, she was looking it over to make sure that it didn't have any, like a broken neck or anything like that. We didn't know what happened. So she basically ruled out that we think that she had a heart attack. She might have had a heart condition that we didn't know about. Because she couldn't sense or see or detect anything else wrong with her. And like I said, it was like a freak thing, the way it happened. She was just running around, she was fine, and then all of a sudden, she just fell to the floor. So unfortunately, we lost her, and we had her cremated. She is sitting in a beautiful box on top of the fireplace in my bedroom. But we still have ashes. Our fear or our worry with that was because they've been in the same habitat together for the past 2.5, 3 years. And our fear was that Ashes was going to start going downhill and get depressed and possibly die because she didn't have Precious with her anymore, because rodents and things like that are like that, especially when they have, like a companion. They don't like to be alone. They become really depressed and they become sick and they can die. But luckily, she was looking for her the first day. That same night, actually, that she passed away, we put Ashes back in her, I say cage, but it's like a habitat. It's huge. And you could tell that she was looking for Precious. She was jumping all around, and she was trying to push her nose through the bars on the thing, and just looking everywhere. You could tell she was looking for her. But after that, she was fine. She didn't act weird. She didn't act different. She didn't show any signs that she was depressed or anything like that. Not to sound mean at all in any way, shape, or form, but she actually acts happier now, which is really weird. It's really weird, and I don't know why. I don't know if maybe she just likes being by herself, but like I said, they've been together in the same habitat for a couple of years now, so I thought for sure that it was going to take a toll on her, but she's actually doing really good. Thank God for that, because to lose both of them, it was heartbreaking, especially for John, because Precious, the one that passed away, was more or less John's chinchilla. She loved John the most, and it was so cute because like John would put his head against the cage and she would like stand up against the cage and like scratch through his hair and like put his hair in her mouth and like chew on it. It was really weird. She loved John. So yeah, it was hard on everybody, but it was really hard on John. Ashes, the gray chinchilla, is my baby. She loves my voice. When I start talking to her, she'll jump out of her little house or out of her hammock. She has like this hammock thing that she sleeps in, and she'll run up to me. I started cutting that apple without peeling it. She didn't have to share it. No, she liked John. She preferred John. I mean, she liked me too, but she preferred John. So, hold on, over here I got the chat going on over there too. But that's something that happened that I didn't really get a chance to tell you guys because of everything that's been going on and not being able to go live. You know, if it got to the point to where we noticed a difference in Ash's behavior, we were going to go out and get her another chinchilla and see how that goes over. But I really don't think we're going to need to do that because I feel like she enjoys being by herself. I almost forgot how long it takes to cut apples. It's kind of a tedious job. But it's going to be worth it. Like I said, I wanted to take advantage of the opportunity that I feel better. Do what I like to do. I mean, I don't know. I don't really talk about my personal life that much with you guys. I was actually, excuse me, I was actually thinking about doing a Q&A video because I know that, you know, there's times where I'll be live, like in a cemetery doing an investigation, and once in a while I'll catch a question that comes through. And I never really get a chance to answer it because, you know, I'm concentrating on the investigation or what have you. So there are some times where I see questions come through and I would like to answer them. So maybe I'll do a Q&A video so that you guys can get to know me and John better than you already do, I guess. So, if I decide to do that, I'll just make a post on Twitter or Facebook asking you to like submit your questions or whatever. But as I started to say, a lot of you don't know, I love to cook. Love, 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 love to cook. I am Italian. I don't know if y'all knew that. And Italian women are naturally good at cooking. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. Baking, I like baking, but I don't like baking as much as I like cooking. Like gourmet cooking, I love cooking, especially when there's a lot involved. I'm not really one to cook out of a box or a can or a jar. Like for example, like when I make fettuccine Alfredo, you know, sometimes John will go out and get me a jar of Alfredo sauce, and I'm like, what the hell's this shit? And I have to go out, or tell him to go out and get, you know, like cheese blends, like different cheese blends and stuff like that. So I'll pour the jar of Alfredo into the pan, and then I'll add a whole bunch of cheese blends and different seasonings and spruce it up, you know, where a lot of people, they just pour the jar over the pasta, and there you go. Things like that drive me insane. I can't do that. Like, on holidays, for example, and sorry, Mother, I'm about to call you out, but I used to get so mad at my mother on like Thanksgiving, for example, because she used to make box mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving. And I used to look at her and I'd be like, what is this shit? Why are we eating potato flakes on Thanksgiving? Granted, I agree it is faster when you have a whole bunch of other stuff you're cooking, especially when you're cooking for a large family. But me, I don't know, I'll stand there all day and peel potatoes. I have to have real mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving or any holiday, whatever. But I think, yeah, we make mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving and Easter. We don't make mashed potatoes on Christmas because we make lasagna on Christmas because we're Italian. I put like sausage and meatballs, homemade meatballs and sausage, and I put them in the crock pot all day. And John usually makes the lasagna itself, like he'll layer it and all of that. And that's what we do for Christmas. But Thanksgiving and Easter, when we make mashed potatoes, I have to have real mashed potatoes. I can't have box potatoes. I am like anal about that kind of crap. But, so yeah, I really like to cook. And I like to bake. But again, not as much as I like to cook. And it's funny because my family is picky, like especially my oldest daughter and John. Oh my God, they are the pickiest people in the world when it comes to food. So a lot of times when I want to make something that I haven't made before, I either don't because I know it's probably going to go to waste, or I just make a small portion. Because again, you know, almost lost that piece. I don't want it to go to waste, so. But yeah, I miss cooking and stuff like that. Like I said, I haven't done it in like 2 weeks, so. I wish there was a way I could angle my camera so that you guys, oh, troll. What the hell makes these trolls think that we're gonna copy paste that blah, 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 dot, blah, 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 into the search engine to try and see what it is? What makes them think we're gonna do that? I mean, do you guys honestly think that we're retarded or something? I mean, seriously. Watch me catch crap for saying that word. I didn't mean it like that. You guys know that, but still. It's like, get a real job, you know? Go out, get off your butt, and get a real job. I'm missing the chat because the chat goes, like, somebody will say something when it's on my phone, and it'll literally be up for 2 seconds, and then it fades away. So I have to keep looking over here. I have to have real taters, too. Hate the box crap. Yeah. I love Olive Garden food, yes. My mother-in-law knows that I love Olive Garden food so much that I make it at home. Like, a lot. Like, wait, okay, hold on, I gotta come over here. See, it disappeared already. Think of it this way. I did make real mashed potatoes. I would have more potatoes to throw. Oh my God, you guys wanna hear a story? Okay. Story time, y'all, story time. Sorry, that one was hard to cut. Okay, how old was I? Hey, Rashid. Hope I said that right. But anyways, I think I was like 16 or 17 years old, guys, okay? And I'm sure that all of you, or most of you at least, have seen the movie Mrs. Doubtfire. Who here has seen the movie Mrs. Doubtfire? It's one of my favorite movies. But anyways, so back when Mrs. Doubtfire first came out, I was a teenager. Yes, I'm that old. I am going to be 42 in like 3 months. I don't feel it though. I don't feel like it. I don't. But anyways, so back when Mrs. Doubtfire first came out, it was my mother and my favorite movie. We used to watch it like religiously, like almost daily. We used to watch Mrs. Doubtfire. And so the part where they're at the pool okay? And she, you know, Robin Williams is dressed up like Mrs. Doubtfire, and he's sitting at the bar while he's watching his family have fun with the new guy. Pierce Brosnan, I think, played him. And he's sitting there, and then all of a sudden, when Pierce Brosnan comes over to the bar to get iced teas or whatever for everybody, Mrs. Doubtfire grabbed a lemon and chucked it at him, and it hit him right in the back of the head. And he just kind of turned around like, the hell? And he's looking all over to see who did it, and Mrs. Doubtfire's like, oh, I saw it. An angry member of the kitchen staff or whatever. And that was always the funniest part, okay? My mother and I used to die laughing at that part. So one day, I know I'm rambling, but one day when I was like, I don't know, 16 or 17 years old, my mother and I got into an argument over something. I don't remember what it was, but when we were arguing, she was at the kitchen counter peeling potatoes. And I said something to her that pissed her off, and I started walking down the hallway to go to my bedroom. Now, there was like an island, like a kitchen island that came out, and straight ahead was the dining room, and then straight ahead from that was this long hallway where all the bedrooms and stuff were. And so she had a clear shot. She got so mad at me, she picked up a friggin' potato and she went, whap, okay? I was like 40 feet away, guys. I was so far away, like I was almost halfway down this hallway, okay? And she clocked me with this potato right in the back of the head, just like they did on Mrs. Doubtfire. And I turned around and I looked at her, and we both lost our shit. We both started dying, laughing, and completely forgot about what we were fighting about. But oh my God, let me just tell you, it was the funniest thing. And she never lets me live it down. Like anytime we talk about potatoes or even Mrs. Doubtfire, she talks about how she clocked me in the head with that potato. It was so funny. It was so funny. But I don't think I've ever told you guys that story before. I know I told you guys about the hole in the wall. Excuse me. The roller coaster, how she put a hole in the wall when we were getting on the roller coaster at Busch Gardens. I think I told you guys that story. But man, my mother and I have got we've got some stories. But yeah, that is true. That is true. So she did sometimes make real mashed potatoes because I felt the wrath. So yeah, that story, we've told that story so many times. Yeah? It's a funny story. I think, didn't you do the same thing to Dad? I want to say, yeah, like a long time ago, my mother and my father were arguing, and my father went to go walk away, and I think my mother did the same thing and threw a potato at my father, but she missed him, and it went somewhere, and we couldn't find it. And then you found it like months later. Where did you find it? Like, I remember we were looking all over the place for this potato, and we're like, how did it just disappear? Like, my mother loved throwing potatoes, apparently. And we couldn't find the potato, and then we found it like way later on. Oh, it was under the couch? Okay. That was like my grandma, well, my Nana, because I had obviously two grandmothers. I called one grandma and one Nana. And my Nana Alexander, she passed away like 22 years ago. But back when I was like 18, it was literally right before I met John. I moved to Pennsylvania for the summer. I lived in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I moved there with my aunt, my uncle, and my Nana just for the summer. And I got into an argument with my Nana over something. My Nana was a stubborn ass lady. Oh my God, she was so stubborn, you guys. I could tell you some stories about that woman. But anyway, she was one of those women that would literally take the slipper off her foot and like chuck it at you. But one day, when we lived in Pennsylvania, I was sitting in the living room on the couch, and she was like across the room in her chair, like clear across the room. And we were arguing about something, and she was on oxygen. So, she had the oxygen up her nose, and she had the cord that, led to the tank. And again, mind you guys, I was like, it was a big living room, probably 30, 35 feet away from her. And she got so mad at me that without getting up out of her chair, she took her oxygen out and she grabbed it and she went like this to like, you know, make it so that it was longer. And she went whack, and it went all the way across the room and it hit me right here. So I had like this giant welt across my face for like 3 days. And she didn't even have to get up out of her chair. She didn't even have to move. Yeah. And then she just put her oxygen back in like nothing happened. That was pretty funny. I want to make sure that I'm peeling these because I'm over here talking. And yeah, they're peeled. Okay. Because I found myself cutting some and forgot to peel them. I just wanted to make sure that they were all peeled. Apple pie takes a while. And after I peel and cut all of these apples, of course I have to mix them with different things. I have nutmeg, cinnamon, of course, vanilla and sugar. And a lot of people don't do this, but I do. I put lemon in my apple filling when I make apple filling. But instead of using real lemon, I have this true lemon. And John got this for me when I made Christmas cookies this past Christmas. I made like these lemon drop cookies with a raspberry filling. They were so good. And this actually has more flavor than actual real lemon. So I'm gonna use this and put a dash of this in there. I see Little Cook in the kitchen window, yep. Yeah, they like sitting in the kitchen window. My cats, yes, they get on the kitchen counter. Not this one, like this is an island that I'm working on right now. But that counter they get on because they like to get in the window. And I'm always like, psst, 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 like get them off the counter and they get up there anyway. So, cats, you know. But they don't really get on the island too much. When they do, I'll like go after them so they get down. Because I do a lot of my cooking on the island. So, but yeah, that's a little crook, little crook, little crook. Right, again, her name is Little Cookie, but we call her Little Crook. I don't know why, it just kind of flowed that way. But, and then my other grandmother, who, no, I called Grandma. That was my Grandma Napoli. That's my mother's mother. She passed away. Has it been 3 years, Mom? 3 years this month? I'm trying to think. Or 4 years? No. Oh my God, time goes by so fast, I don't even know anymore. But that woman loved to bake. She loved to bake. It doesn't matter what time of the year you went to her house, she had a plate full of cookies or cakes or breads or something. 4 years, oh wow, okay, so it was a couple weeks ago, 4 years. I thought it was 3. Man, time flies. But I think I get a lot of, I guess you can say my qualities from my Grandma Napoli. Hey, KK. Excuse me, I just have to clear my throat often because, hello, COVID. But, and I know I keep looking at the viewfinder because my lens is right there, but it's hard to see because of the gimbal thing that my phone is on. So if I'm not looking directly at you, that's why. Because somebody mentioned something about putting googly eyes or something on their lens so that you look at it more often. When I'm live in a cemetery at night, I know you guys probably know that I do look at my lens a lot, which I'm looking at you guys, and that's because when it's dark around me and I'm live, there's a little tiny light that is lit right next to the lens. So my eyes focus on that light, making it easier for me to look at the lens, making it look like I'm looking at you guys. But when the light is not on, which it's not right now, which is kind of weird, it's hard to see where the lens is because of how it's hooked up to the gimbal. But welcome back, Sue. So yeah, That's why I'm looking at the screen. But yeah, so my grandma Napoli, she was majorly into cooking and baking, and she was a very well-kept, proper woman. I can't cut this one. There we go. So a lot of people tell me that I remind them of like my grandmother, like I guess the way I dress, the way I carry myself, the way I cook, stuff like that. Which is awesome. It's an honor because my grandma was awesome. So she wasn't Italian though. My grandfather, her husband, my mother's father, was full-blooded Italian. Actually, Sicilian. And I think his parents, right, Mom? Great. Yeah, she was very classy. Very classy. Great grandma and grandpa, I believe, came from Sicily, I think. And moved to New York. And then my grandparents met. But my grandmother was full-blooded French Canadian. So that was pretty cool. But she took up a lot of the Italian, yeah, I know. She took up a lot of the Italian traditions, lifestyle, cooking, and stuff because of my grandfather. And a lot of you, I don't know if a lot of you know this either, but we are also related to John Gotti. He's obviously dead now. Good riddance, because the man was horrible. I've never met him or anything. I don't even think my mother has. Oh, was she Irish also? Okay. But yeah, we are related to John Gotti. I think he's my third uncle or something like that. I don't know. But, so don't mess with us. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so we're pretty much, I guess you can say, mutts. My grandfather was full-blooded Sicilian. My grandmother was French Canadian, and I guess Irish too, which I didn't know that. But my father, whom I don't speak to, my father lives in Arizona. I won't get into it, but he's of a different breed. And let me tell you what, especially when it comes to the way he treats his family. But my father is all kinds of things. He's like German, Native American, Irish, you name it. He's a mutt. So that makes me a mutt, I guess. But I think that I have, I think I look more Italian than anything. Because I have dark hair, dark eyes. But, you know, my pants just got caught on the, the button on my pants got caught on the drawer down here. I'm almost done. I have 2 apples left, guys. Let me show you what I've peeled so far. Doesn't look like much, does it? But it takes a while. Hey, Mo, how's it going? But anyways, as I was telling you guys before when I first started this live stream about the channel that I've been watching, Early American, check it out. Like, if you guys are interested in, you know, old things, old traditions, I'm good, Mo. I'm starting to feel a little better. I am a sucker for vintage. I love movies that are based out of the 1800s, even the late 1700s. I even do vintage journaling, for those who don't know. I make journals, like junk journals, if you will, that are vintage, that look like they have been handmade back in the 1800s. In fact, let me run and grab one for you. I'll show you the one that I'm making for my mother. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, so this is, I make leather journals. I don't make the actual journal itself, but I use leather journals like they did back then. And I decorate them like this to make it look like they were decorated, you know, like years ago. And I leave space for writing, obviously. But I really enjoy doing these. It's really relaxing. And I mean, I've done a whole bunch, but let me just tell you guys that even though you sit on your butt and do these, my COVID was so bad that I wasn't even in the mood to do these. That's how sick I was. Excuse me, but I was able to do a couple more spreads the other day, not yesterday, the day before, I think, or Wednesday, I don't know. And I got some more of those done, but I have a channel on YouTube. I actually have a YouTube channel. It's called Lovely Journals, where you can watch me create these journals. So if you guys, you know, are into that or you're interested in watching them being made, you can go over and subscribe to my channel. Again, it's Lovely Journals. I don't know, I don't think Mom knows how to drop links. It's not hard to find, just type in Lovely Journals. And I also do giveaways. Like I actually give away the journals that I make. If you subscribe to my channel and sign up to become a Patreon member, on the 1st of every month, I draw names to Hey Cemetery Views, to win one of my handmade journals. So that's also what I do. I actually have too many hobbies. Thank you, Mo. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do. I think I have like 13 or 14 videos up. I have too many hobbies. Like I'm the kind of person to where I have so many hobbies that I don't have time for them all. Of course, I investigate the paranormal. I do journaling. I do cooking. I own and operate an online wedding agency. I create things for virtual worlds like Second Life, like just anything. I can pretty much create anything. I do advertising for different companies online. I make, you know, like flyers and, you know, I'm into like graphic art, stuff like that. Let's see, what else do I do? Take care of my family. I'm a family person. I know, I only have, let's see, I have this channel. This is my main channel. I do consider this channel to be my main channel. I have my journaling channel. I have my online wedding agency channel where we post videos of the virtual weddings that we do. I have a channel specifically for places that I visit and things that I create for Second Life itself. And for those of you who don't know what Second Life is, it's an online virtual platform that literally allows you to live a whole second life outside of your first life. It's great for people who are, you know, on disability and they don't work, you know, people who, you know, like stay-home mothers, you know, housewives, people who don't have jobs, people who have time to do things and stuff like that. It's great for that. You know, and we marry people who meet on Second Life. Like, for example, you know, there's somebody in Germany meets a woman, a man in Germany meets a woman in the United States, and they spend time together, which you can actually do. You can actually spend real time together in Second Life. You create an avatar and everything. You know, and then they get to know each other, and then they eventually get feelings for each other, and blah, 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 and they want to get married, but they can't because they're worlds away from each other. So we take it upon ourselves when they request it, of course, and we put together a whole wedding for these guys. You know, some of them are even more exquisite and larger than real life weddings, because we basically pride ourselves on like quality and luxury. And I myself design these wedding venues. It takes up a lot of my time, but I do, and I design and I create these whole wedding venues for these guys. And, you know, we allow them to get married, even when they're worlds away. So, I mean, we've married people that were, you know, overseas, you know, fighting for our country, and they would meet somebody and they can't come home for a year or two, you know, because they're over in Afghanistan or whatever, and we'll marry them online. So it's very lucrative, and believe it or not, it's, well, I don't know, how would you say that? It's utilized more often than people would think. We do probably anywhere from 2 to 3 weddings a week. So, yeah, there's a high demand for it. And I am the top rated #1 wedding agency online. I've been doing it for almost 8 years, guys. So, and my company is called I'll Be With You. I'll Be With You Weddings, but it's not I''LL. It is aisle, like an aisle, like you're walking down an aisle, AISLE. I'll Be With You Weddings. That's the name of my agency. So we do very, very good over there. Granted, I haven't been able to do much there lately because of how sick I've been. My general manager, or she's my sidekick. You guys have seen her stop in every once in a while. Her name is Urvashi Singh. We call her Ashy. And she actually lives in India, but she manages the agency for me. She's a godsend. She is a godsend. She does everything the way I would do it, handles everything the way I would handle it. She's amazing, and I love her to death. But yeah, I do a lot of stuff. I don't know, I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know. What else do I do? I don't even know. I clean a lot. I'm obsessed with cleaning. Like I have wicked OCD when it comes to cleanliness. I don't know. I'm just a very busy person. I'm not, do you find these people who do Second Life try to meet up in real life? Yes. Oh yeah. Sometimes, especially those who live in the same country, you know, it's because obviously it's easier for them. Because there's, you know, people like in California meet somebody in New York, for example. But, you know, there have been times where we have had clients come to us that we have married in the past that would say, you know, I'm traveling to Germany, or I'm traveling to Paris, or I'm traveling to the UK or whatever to finally meet, you know, my spouse and whatever. And we think that is so cool. It doesn't happen as often, but it does happen, which is really neat, because people from all over the world are on Second Life. And yeah, I've met people from literally all over the world, and my agency is very well known all over the world, which is awesome. So it's like a worldwide thing. And yes, we make real money off of it. It's not, you know, fake money, because it's a virtual world. We actually make real money. So, that's a lot of orange peels, guys. Orange peels. Oh my God, apple peels. See? See that? I'm losing my mind. I have been drinking a lot of orange juice, though, throughout my COVID thing. I can't believe I've been peeling and cutting apples for an hour. So next, I have to mix everything into the apples, and then I'm gonna stew them down on the stovetop a little bit so that they soften a little bit, because I don't want them to be too crunchy when they're in the pie. And then I'm gonna make homemade pie crust. That's gonna be a bitch. Homemade pie crust is a bitch, but it's worth it because it's delicious. Yeah, I know. I pretty much, like, a lot of things that I do, I put it on a schedule. Like, I'm a schedule type person. I don't randomly just do whatever. everything I do is on a schedule so that I know that I have time to do everything. That's like going live from home. You know, I know a lot of YouTubers do that. Like for example, when John and I went live a few weeks ago with our haunted doll, which we might do, actually, we might do that tonight. Let me think and talk to John, because it really is, yeah. Because if we can't go out tonight and do an investigation, maybe we'll stay in and go live with the doll. Because a couple of you have been asking when I was going to go live with the doll again because of what happened last time. I would like to do that more often, where I just randomly go live, like a couple weeks ago or like today. But it's just hard. It's hard because I'm a busy person. So, also yesterday was Friday. I was supposed to go live yesterday with Nubs, Adventures with Nubs. He was going to be on my panel. We were going to discuss the supernatural. I don't know if a lot of you know that there's a difference between the paranormal and the supernatural. Wicked Cryptids, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. I'm doing better, yes, I am. I'm still, I'm sure you guys can hear it. Like my whole face is like, but I'm doing better. But anyway, yesterday, I was supposed to go live with Nubs to talk about the supernatural. And unfortunately, he had some family stuff to attend to, so we postponed that to next Friday. Did I see what what? I am a zookeeper, KK. Yes, I am a zookeeper. I do. I have 3 cats. I have a dog. I now have 1 chinchilla. My daughter has a bearded dragon. My oldest daughter has a bearded dragon. My youngest daughter has 3 guinea pigs. So yeah. I don't see, hold on, let me. Oh, what Bob asked me. I want a young Russian wife. Do you think you can have me? Oh, dear Lord. Only you, Bob. Only you. That's funny. I mean, yeah. Come on into Second Life. Make yourself an avatar. I'll get you all hooked up. But, yeah, and again, COVID's been a bitch, guys. It's been horrible. It's knocked me on my ass harder than I've ever been knocked on my ass. And, yeah, like I said, I haven't gone out. I haven't left my house in 2 weeks. I haven't put makeup on. Not at all. In like 2 weeks. I haven't done my hair. Nothing. It's just been, it's like you're like artificially there when you have COVID. It really is. And you just, I'm so grateful that I'm starting to feel better. I really am. I didn't know. You know, and that's the thing. Like, I'm hoping that that's what's going on. Because, like I said earlier, there was a point where I was starting to feel better. Like, it was like my 3rd or 4th day. I was up walking around cleaning and, you know, doing laundry and taking the animals out or dog out. And I was doing all kinds of stuff. And I was like, this is awesome. Like, I didn't even get it that bad. Woohoo, you know? And then, like, the next day, excuse me, it was just like somebody hit me in the face with a brick. It was just like, boom, you're like deathly ill again. And it just comes in waves. You know, you start to feel better and then you're like bedridden. It's horrible. It's horrible, guys. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I really wouldn't. But like I said, knock on wood, I'm very grateful that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. It was bad, but it could have been worse. You know, I could have ended up in the hospital. There was a point to where I thought I was going to have to call an ambulance. Because it got that bad. I believe that was Thursday. Because that was the worst day. That was the worst day. I can't even begin to explain to you guys how I felt. Like, there are no words. There's literally no words. I was afraid to go to sleep. I mean, ask my mother. She kept telling me, you need to go to sleep. You need to get some rest. You need to take a nap. And I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I'm afraid to fall asleep because I don't know if I'm going to wake up. That's how horrible I felt. And Thursday was so bad. I was sitting here. Jean was at work. He went back to work on Wednesday. And I think I was home by myself. I thought for sure that I was gonna have to call an ambulance. It was bad. But I held out, stuck it out, just stayed in bed, chugged as much orange juice and Propel as possible. You know, vitamin C, electrolytes. It's very scary. It's very, very scary. So yeah, I'm grateful that it wasn't worse. But I'm not out of the woods. I'm not out of the woods yet, guys. I'm still dealing with it. It just so happens that today is one of the good days, because there's good days and there's bad days. And I'm just hoping and praying that I don't go back down again after today. I hope that I continue to mend and get better and better and stronger. And when I say stronger, I really mean it, because you have no idea, unless you had COVID, the amount of energy that you lose. You have no energy. Like, it's sometimes to the point to where you can't even hold your head up. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So whenever I do get a little bit of energy, I try to take advantage of that and get things done. Like today, for example, I woke up this morning and I scrubbed the living mother out of my house. And now I'm making apple pie. So, I felt like we had fire ants in our throats and chests. See, I didn't get that. I didn't have that. I believe it was, I think it was the people, because John, we took home tests. That's how we knew, we knew we had COVID because we felt like shit. But then we took home tests that confirmed that we had COVID. But for work purposes, John had to go down to MedExpress and actually get tested through them, you know, for proof for his job or whatever that he had COVID. And I think it was them that told him that we have the Omicron variant. And a lot of people don't realize that the Omicron variant is actually the mildest variant of COVID. Of course, you have your regular COVID-19, you have your Delta, and you have your Omicron. The Delta is the worst one. You don't want Delta. Even if you're vaccinated, you do not want the Delta. If you're not vaccinated and you get the Delta, there's a good chance that you might have to put your head between your legs and kiss your butt goodbye, honestly, because it's that bad. But Omicron is actually the mildest version of COVID, and that's what we have. Thank you so much, Mo. I appreciate that. But you don't get the breathing issues, you know, the life-threatening issues with the Omicron. So we got lucky. Granted, it still makes you sick as a dog, makes you feel miserable. But like I said before, the only time I had trouble breathing is when I was eating. Anytime I ate, I would have to stop for a few minutes, catch my breath, and then eat some more. And, you know, a lot of that, I didn't taste my food because I lost my taste and smell. But, yeah, when I was sick, had I not had a rescue inhaler, I think. See, it disappears so fast. I think I've had cease to be. Did you have the Delta, KK? Yeah. Yeah, my daughter actually had COVID. My oldest daughter had COVID about 7 months ago. And that was before the Omicron came about, or before we heard about it. So when they tested her, they told her that she just had regular COVID. It wasn't the Delta or anything. And she still had a rough time breathing. Okay, so hopefully you're vaccinated, because Delta, whoo, baby, Delta is a bitch. A friend of mine, Mike, he lives in Melbourne, Florida, which is over on the coast of Florida on the other side. I live on the Gulf. He lives over on the coast, and he has a lot of health issues. He's even like handicapped, like he's in a wheelchair and everything. I don't know exactly what he has. I know he's got several things going on. But even though he was vaccinated, oh, that's good, KK. Even though he was vaccinated, he still ended up in the hospital with Delta, and he almost died. He literally almost died, and he was vaccinated. You know, probably a lot of it had to do with the fact that he has a lot of underlying conditions. He's got a lot of health issues, stuff like that. But even vaccinated, even after being vaccinated, the Delta almost killed him. I remember he was telling me about how he would wake up in the hospital and not have any memory of the day prior. He wouldn't even remember, like, if he ate or talked to anybody or just anything. He would wake up and be completely delirious, and then he'd pass back out again, like, uncontrollably. He couldn't even stay awake. It was horrible, horrible. So, I'm telling you, I feel like it's never gonna go away. There is a way it can go away, but, you know, we got some stubborn people up in this country. But yeah, it was pretty bad. But like I said before, I'm just very blessed that it wasn't, you know, it could have been worse. Could have been way worse. 1 second, guys. Let me rinse these off. All right. Hey, Patty. Patty, oh my gosh. So let me just tell you guys that a lot of people have been checking up on me, but Patty especially. Like, she texts me every single day to see how I'm doing. And it's awesome. She's been really, really worried about me. And like I said, there have been some people that have been checking up on me, but Patty's just been very persistent every day. How you doing today? How you feeling today? How's it going? Blah, blah, blah. So that's really cool. But yeah, guys, so I got my apples all peeled and chopped, and I'm gonna go ahead and add all of this stuff, and I'll continue to talk to you guys for a little bit while I add all of this, and then I'm gonna end my live stream so that I can make the crust, because for those of you who have made homemade crust before, like I said a few minutes ago, it can be a bitch, and there's a lot to it. You know, cutting in the butter and all of that. It's a process, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to concentrate on talking to you guys while I do that. Deadly creature, yes, hi. Yes, I do. I'm actually hopefully getting over it. I'm on day 12 right now. So I hope I'm getting over it, because today is the first day that that I feel pretty good, actually. So I wonder if I can move this so you guys can see what I'm doing down here. I don't know if I can. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, like I said, it could have been worse. There was a few times where I thought I was gonna need an ambulance, but I stuck it out. I'm also very stubborn when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, if something happens and people are like, you need to go to the hospital or you need to go to the ER, and I'm like, no. First of all, I hate sitting in the ER. The last time I sat in the ER is when I was having issues with my heart, and they made me sit in the waiting room for, I kid you not, guys, 3 hours. 3 hours, and that was at Bayfront. Bayfront Hospital in Port Charlotte, Florida. They Text Jocelyn and tell her that I can't answer her call because I'm live. Because she keeps trying to call me. Can you text Jocelyn? Tell her I'm live so I can't answer her call. She keeps trying to call me.
Oh,
yeah, thank you.
another question. If I have to go to the bathroom, is that alright?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a dumbass.
No, I'm.
I was like, I don't want to make noise. What if I grab a straw?
A straw?
Liz got coffee and the motherfucker didn't put a straw in.
They didn't put a straw in hers either.
It's like a
this
DoorDash
is.
like
You want to come say hello? This is my almost son-in-law, guys. This is my middle daughter's boyfriend.
What's going on, guys? Oh, I should probably have a shirt on.
Bertu. His name is Bertu. He's Turkish. He's from Turkey.
Yeah, I'm out here. Just trying to get a straw for my Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
He's a really, really good kid. Thank you. So, I have no idea what I was saying. I lost track of what I was saying. But, yeah. Oh, that's right. I was talking about the ER. Yeah, they had me sitting in the ER in the waiting room for 3 hours. Mr. and Mrs. AAP, how's it going? Guys, oh my God, AAP's Variety Channel. They have the freaking awesomest channel ever. They actually, their main goal is to help other channels grow. They are so awesome. I enjoy watching them because they do like different contests and they always have banging music in the background. You're always jamming out when you're watching them, and they always send people over to subscribe to, you know, other people's channels. They're just awesome. They are really, really awesome. So check them guys out. If you guys aren't subscribed, I highly recommend it. They're like really, really, really nice people, which is refreshing because, you know, nowadays. So it's refreshing to see that kind of channel. It really is. Where, you know, you have other YouTubers who care about other YouTubers and they're not in competition. There's no drama. It's awesome. So go on over and check them out. But anyways, as I was saying, I was sitting in the waiting room for about 3 hours and they were calling people in that had like minor things wrong with them. Like there was this kid, he was like a teenager and he had like a cast on his ankle. It looked like he sprained or broke his ankle. And he was only sitting in there for 10 minutes and they called him in. I'm sitting in the waiting room getting ready to friggin' have a heart attack and they're like, oh, you know. So they finally called me in and the nurse that came out to call me in, and I made like a comment. I'm like, well, it's about friggin' time, you know? And she was like wicked snooty and rude and it was horrible. So that's one of the main reasons why I don't like going to the ER. Because half the time it's a joke. It really is. And then of course, you know, you got your hospital bills. You're out of pocket that your insurance doesn't cover. And hospital bills, in my opinion, are the hardest bills to pay because they're expensive, you know. So I gotta get some measuring cups. One sec. Alrighty, measuring cups, measuring spoons. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm not even really gonna like measure. I'm just gonna pour and eyeball it, I guess. I'm so done with the cold and snow. I don't blame you, Patty. That's why I moved to Florida 6 years ago. The last winter we had when we lived in upstate New York, the last winter that we had up there before we moved to Florida, the temperature literally, and I am not exaggerating, like you guys can ask my mother, my mother-in-law, which both are in chat, even John, the temperature dropped to literally 25 below zero. Below zero, 25 degrees below zero. And it was so bad that my furnace couldn't even keep up. It kept shutting down because it was just running and running and running and running. And we started having problems with the furnace and it was just like shutting down constantly and it was getting freezing in the house. And, you know, I finally looked at John and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like we've been dealing, 'cause I was 30, we moved to Florida like 2 days after my 36th birthday. So We've been here, it'll be 6 years on May 1st, or May 3rd. That John will be here, because John came down to Florida and he spent about 5 weeks down here, and he started working and he was looking for a place and everything, while me and my daughters stayed in New York and packed up the house and, you know, all of that. But so June 3rd will be 6 years since we have all been down here. So I haven't seen snow in 6 years, and you know what? I don't miss it. Not at all. I do, however, miss the fall, because fall was my favorite season. You know, the cool weather, the colors, the smells, all of that. I do miss fall a lot. We actually don't plan on staying in Florida forever. We plan on buying some property in the Georgia mountains, and we're gonna build our dream home in the Georgia mountains. And in the higher elevations of Georgia, you get all 4 seasons, but in the winter, it doesn't snow. It just gets cold. But if it does snow, it's maybe like a dusting, you know, except for this year. I mean, for crying out loud, we got snow in Florida this year, what, like a week or 2 ago? So, like northern Florida. And I think, Bob, didn't parts of like Brooksville and stuff get snow a couple weeks ago? Oh guys, I'm just mixing some of the sugar in. Yeah, this winter has been horrible for everybody around the country. I mean, even Texas. Look at all the snow they got in Texas. I like to mix, I put the sugar in first, and I like to mix the apples around until they kind of like caramelize. Yeah, it was snowing in Brooksville. That's what I thought. I like to caramelize the apples a little bit. I know that's a little loud and annoying. Yeah, my mom does the same thing with the apples. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's much better when you caramelize them with the sugar, and then you add all of the other stuff, and then you boil it down like in a double boiler to soften the apples, but not to soften them all the way. Oh, you're learning to read Braille. That's awesome. I know some Braille, not a lot, just some. But Patty's also going to be coming down to Florida, I believe this summer, even though I advised her to wait because summer in Florida is so hot. Granted, when you live on the Gulf Coast like I do, and you live as close to the water as I do, it doesn't get as hot as it does like inland, like in the middle of the state, because we always have like a nice breeze coming off the water. When I lived in Port Charlotte before we moved here to Punta Gorda, we only lived, I think, 7 blocks away from the ocean. And now that we're here in Punta Gorda, we still live fairly close to the water. I just don't think we live as close as we did. I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know. We live in Punta Gorda Heights. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I know Punta Gorda Heights is where the higher class living is, but I don't know if it also means because we're on a higher elevation, or I don't know if heights means we're on a higher elevation or heights in class. I don't know. But I know that we are near the water. I just don't know how close. I am a shoreline girl. I love the beach. See, with me, I like the beach, but I am the type of person that gets very annoyed by sand. Like when there's sand everywhere, like when it's in your hair and on your clothes and stuck to your legs and your feet and you're trying to eat and you got sand all over you. I can't. I'm not a big fan of sand. And I don't go in the ocean. I don't go into the ocean because hello, it's the ocean. But, oh, I found a seed. When we first moved down here, my youngest daughter, Olivia, actually got stung by a jellyfish. And even though it was a little baby jellyfish, she said it still hurt like a mother. So I'll put my feet in the ocean, but I won't go swimming in the ocean because that's too risky. You know, jellyfish, stingrays, sharks, all kinds of stuff. There's even like snakes. Like there's snakes in the ocean, guys. In your underwear. What? Well, whose underwear? Who's in their underwear? I missed it. Yeah, there is sharks in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, Patty, have a good day. Text me later. But yeah, so I'm not a big fan of swimming in the ocean, guys. I'll just put my feet in. But I do love to lay on the beach and just close my eyes. I'm adding some cinnamon now. Just close my eyes and listen to the ocean and listen to the waves crashing and the seagulls. And I love the sounds and the relaxation of laying on a beach. I just don't like sand all over me and the sand that gets in your bed. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna go into detail and humor you guys on that one, okay? Because, especially when you're a woman, sand in your underwear, oh boy. Not fun, guys, not fun. And then when you get home, you go to take your clothes off in the bathroom, and when you take your underwear off, you got like piles of sand on your bathroom floor. This is already smelling so good. Starting to caramelize. I don't know if you guys, yeah, sandy pants. Can you guys see that? I'm so excited. I love apple pie, and I haven't made it in so long. And I'm trying to think of, like for my crust, because sometimes I do, you know, like the weave pattern with my crust where I cut them into strips and then I weave it across the top. There's other times where I just put a whole layer of crust over it and just poke some holes or some lines into it. But I think this time I'm gonna put like some little hearts or something on top. I know, I'm glad I can smell it too. Oh my God, imagine. I probably wouldn't be making it if I couldn't. What? Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up on the chat. It goes so fast. Like, again, when I'm live on my phone, the chat, like somebody says something and it'll pop up and like 2 seconds later it fades, like it dissolves away. Yes, Latisto, exactly. It's tedious though, it's a pain in the butt. So I might just cover the whole pie with solid dough and then make some little dough hearts and put them on there. I'll definitely take pictures when the pies are done, or just, you know, a short little video clip and show you guys how they came out. I've never done this before. I've never cooked or baked while I was live. My mother and I were supposed to go live when she was down here for Christmas. We were gonna make some Christmas cookies and go live while we were baking Christmas cookies. But she came in late, and my brother and his family ended up coming like 12 hours after she got here, so we didn't really get an opportunity to do that. So probably next Christmas, because I think they're all coming down again next Christmas. I really hope so, because that was, oh my God, that was such an awesome Christmas. Yes, I do. You guys can like virtually taste my pie. So, all right, now I'm gonna add some nutmeg. Just literally like a tiny, tiny bit. Like literally a tiny bit. Here we go. I don't like a lot of nutmeg. It makes it taste too like, not spicy like hot, but like spices, you know? Makes it taste like there's too much in there. So I just put a little dash in there. Some people just use nutmeg and not cinnamon. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I don't know how people do that, to be honest. Everybody's different, but I don't know. I have to have cinnamon in my apple pie. And like I said, I'm not really the measuring type. I just kind of throw everything in. I'm just gonna put a little, probably like a half a teaspoon of vanilla. Maybe a quarter teaspoon. I'll put a quarter teaspoon of vanilla in there. Hey, Crazy Kev, how's it going? Thank you so much. Welcome. Oh, this isn't even open. It's not even almost. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, obviously, yes, I do a lot of paranormal stuff, but since I changed my name from Jenny Love Paranormal TV to Jenny Love TV, it gives me an opening to do more, you know, different things, which was actually suggested to me by Omar. He made the suggestion to me months ago that it would be best if I took the paranormal part out of my channel name, because it would, it opens my channel up for, you know, more different things, basically. So I did a poll asking you guys if I should do it. And a lot of you said no, but a lot of you said yes. I think it was like 56% of people said yes. So I ended up doing that so that I could do like different things like this. So I don't know, like, do you guys enjoy watching me like chew your guys' ear off while I cook different things? Because if you do, I'll do it more often. Because again, I love to cook and I'm always doing it. And there's, you know, I have different recipes that I can share with you guys that I personally have. That I do different than most people. Like my homemade macaroni and cheese, for example. I make very different from most people. And that sound is my dog jumping off the couch and now he's walking over here. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen my dog. Let me see if I can tilt this so you guys can see Max. Let's see. Where's Max? There's Max. Say hi. That's my Max. He's my buddy. He's my protector. He's always up my butt. He's a really, really good dog. But yeah, like I said, if you guys, yes, and give us all time to chat and catch up on things. Yeah. But there's a lot of things that I make different from a lot of people that I'll be more than happy to share with you guys. So I'm just trying to get this to caramelize a little bit more. Then I'm gonna add my true lemon, and then that'll be all set. I can boil it down a little bit. Oh, thank you, Sue. Just gonna add literally a tiny bit because I don't want it to be too, you know. But yeah, guys, for those of you who bake, I really highly recommend this true lemon. It really, really gives whatever you're baking a lot of lemon flavor. It's really, really good. And it goes a long way because you don't have to use a whole lot. You just use a pinch, usually, in whatever you're making. And it saves money, obviously, because you don't have to go out and buy lemons. And we all know that lemons aren't exactly cheap. Why are you whining? What's wrong? You already went out. I brought you out before I started my live, so I know you ain't got to go out. But, so yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because when my mom comes to Florida, she brings him presents. You can't say that word in front of him because his ears go whoop. Because he loves presents, loves them. He actually opens them. Like he'll put his paw on the present and he'll use his mouth and he'll tear it open, and he actually opens and he loves presents. I actually have a few videos of him getting presents I should share with you guys. But whenever she comes down, she'll buy him some gifts and she'll wrap them and give them to him. So as soon as she walks through the door, he is like all over her suitcase, like white on rice, trying to figure out where his presents are. Okay, I think that's good. I think that is good. This is gonna be enough to make, I think, 2 pies. Maybe, I hope, because I don't know, I might have to make 1 pie and then like a tart. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do 1 pie and then a tart. And then I'll set the tart aside and John can take it to work on Monday. Because I have just enough apples, I think, for just shy of 2 pies. Because when I make apple pie, I like to make it so that it's like piled high and not flat, you know? I like it when the apples are falling out. But anyways, guys, now that I have to boil these apples down and get started on the crust, I think I'm gonna end the live stream for now. But like I said, I hope I didn't bore you guys or anything, but I haven't been live in a while, and you guys haven't seen me in a while, and I know you guys know that I've been sick, but I haven't really been updating you guys too much, so I just kind of wanted to go live while I was, you know, doing the apples. I figured it was a good opportunity because I was just going to be doing them anyway, so might as well go live and update you guys on everything that's going on. As far as tonight, again, I don't know if we're going to go live in a cemetery tonight. I'm looking outside right now and it does kind of look like it's going to rain. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the forecast. But if we don't, we might just go live tonight from here with the doll. So either way, we'll probably go live. I will definitely let you guys know. I'll post it on Twitter and Facebook. That's the only thing I can think of because I don't want to, tomorrow's Sunday and we like to relax on Sunday. We usually use Sundays as our like chill day. You know, I'll throw something in the crock pot and we'll just sit around on our butts all day. But yeah, I don't know. We'll probably end up going live from home and doing the doll. I know that John's been wanting to do some more stuff on the doll and see if we can get any more answers, because we know that something's definitely attached to it. And just so you guys know, the doll is not in the shed. It is still in my closet. We didn't put her in the shed because in the last video that we did with the doll, it did say on the spirit box, no shed. Because John suggested something about how he was going to put the doll out in the shed so that it wouldn't bother us here in the house, given what we know now about the doll. And as soon as he said that over the Necrophonic, it said no shed. So we're like, okay, it doesn't want to be in the shed. So she's in our closet. And I still don't know if I want to get rid of her. I don't know. She's a gorgeous doll. But I don't know that whatever is attached to her is good or bad. Granted, nothing bad has really happened to us since we brought her in. Unless we're trying to communicate with it, then it's kind of creepy. But I'll definitely let you guys know. For those who do not follow me on Twitter, just for future reference, the majority of my updates do go on Twitter. I do put updates on Facebook and I do put updates on Instagram and Parapost sometimes. I don't use Parapost as much as I should. For those of you who don't know about Parapost, go check it out. It's just like Facebook, but it's for paranormal stuff only. It concentrates on just the paranormal. It's like a social platform that concentrates just on the paranormal. But the majority of my updates go on Twitter. So if you want to not miss any of my updates, then go and follow me on Twitter. It's JennyLoveTV or at JennyLoveParaTV. So you guys can check that out and not miss anything. But again, I will update you guys once John gets home from work, because again, he had to work today, and let you guys know what we're going to be doing. So let me see. Is anybody else in anything? Gotta go take Mandy out. Have a great rest of your day. All right, Mom. thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. And again, I'm sorry that it was kind of a last minute thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it because, you know, I'll do it more often. If you guys enjoyed it, next time I'll look more presentable because I won't have the Rona, hopefully. But yeah, so thank you guys so much. Again, I'll take pictures or short videos of the pies when they're done so you guys can like virtually drool. And yeah, so I'll see you guys later. See you guys. Bye.